Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm going to report on Value Added Tax Reform Act or the Republic Act 9337. The Republic Act 9337 or the Value Added Tax Reform Law is popularly known as Expanded Value Added Tax Act of 2005. Philippine President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed the EVAT bill in May 2005 and passed by the Philippine Congress in the same month and implemented on November 1, 2005. So, what is value added tax? Value added tax is a type of indirect tax imposed on goods and services. It is typically passed on to the buyer as part of the selling price. Both imported and domestic goods and services are covered by VAT, but there are many exemptions. In general, the Philippines has three rates. We have the normal VAT transaction, which is the 12%. Second, we have the zero rated transaction. And third, the VAT exempt transaction. So I'll be discussing briefly the salient feature of the Republic Act 9337. So the first one is authorizing the President of the Philippines upon the recommendation of the Secretary of Finance to raise the VAT rate from 10% to 12% after meeting certain conditions which took effect on February 1, 2006. Number 2, subjecting to the VAT the following previously exempt goods and services: domestic transport of passengers by air and sea, generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity, coal and natural gas, petroleum products and their raw materials, electric cooperatives, non-food agricultural products, marine and forest products, cotton and cotton seeds, importation of passenger cargo vessels of more than 5,000 tons, work of art, literary works, musical composition, and similar creations, Doctor of Medicine duly registered with the PRC, and lawyers registered with the IBP. Number 3. Subjecting to zero rate VAT the following goods and services: transport of passengers and cargoes by domestic air or sea carriers to a foreign country, services rendered to international air transport operation, including lease of property for use thereof, sale of goods, supplies, equipment, and fuel to aircrafts and vessels engaged exclusively in international transport, sale of power or fuel generated through renewable source of energy such as but not limited to biomass, solar, wind, hydropower, geothermal, ocean energy, and other emerging energy sources using technologies such as fuel cells and hydrogen cells. Number 4. Incorporating other reforms measures to plug the leaks in the existing VAT system and to simplify its VAT administration, providing for the 70% cap on input VAT, the spreading of the input VAT claim on capital goods which exceeds 1 million net of VAT component to 5 years, deleting the 1.5% presumptive input VAT on public work contractors, and imposing a uniform 5% final withholding VAT on government purchases of goods, services, and public works contracts. And lastly, providing certain mitigating measures on the VAT system as follows: removal of the franchise tax and power distribution and common carrier tax on domestic shipping. It also abolished the franchise tax on domestic airlines, that is Presidential Decree 1590 on the franchise tax of Philippine Airlines Incorporated, on the franchise tax of Cebu Air Incorporated, on the franchise tax of Abuitis Air Transport Corporation, on the franchise tax of Pacific Airways Corporation, and on the franchise tax of Air Philippines or any other franchise agreement or law pertaining to a domestic airline, an increase in the presumptive input VAT on processors 4%, and increase in the marginal threshold exemption of VAT from 750,000 pesos to 1.5 million pesos per annum, and sale of residential lot for 1.5 million pesos and residential house and lot for 2.5 million pesos respectively. So that's the summary of the Republic Act 9337 or the VAT Reform Act. So I hope you find everything in order. I'll be just including in my report the references for your reading materials. Thank you.